Hello, Nyajong friends. Welcome to our channel. And I've got dogs who, this is Taco actually. He will be joining us on our channel. And we thought that we could start off our first video here with a houseplant tour. I guess that's it. We hope you enjoy. So we'll start off with our little aloe collection here in the corner of our living room. This large one is a zebra aloe, Saponaria, also known as a soap aloe. It is non-bitter and it is really thriving here. We've also got these little guys from Arizona. The mama plant is in the large pot and look at how well she's doing. These are her little babies here just tucked close by her. If you look really closely, she's also nurturing this little itty bitty guys. This is Mr. Taco, who just loves kisses. Maybe at some point we will make a special video just for him. Today it's about the plants though. This is a cutting of a Philodendron Hastatum, also known as a silver sword. It is probably like one of the only rare plants I have, and maybe at some point I'll go into a spiel about that, but not today. I love the silver foliage here. It is a climber, so at some point I will make a post for it, but right now I'm just letting it root. I got this from a local plant sale trade event, and so letting it root, doing its thing. And then down here I've got a Crassula, Pellucida, Taco as well too. No, seriously though, Crassula, Pellucida, Variegata, also known as a Calico kitten, and I love the hues on this. It's got rosy leaves that look kind of like hearts, and they've got these itty bitty flowers that you can't really see. It is getting a little leggy though. I'm not sure what to do. Maybe I need to supplement it with some more lighting. This is also Taco, being very photogenic. This is a Tradescantia Nanouk pink wandering Jew. I love the cluster of pink and white flowers. When you look at the sun coming through it, oh, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? So I split a couple of these with my mom. We bought this together and we split it up, and they're both doing really well. So loving this plant, one of my favorites. And then over here, we've got this Norfolk Island pine. It was a little Christmas tree, about a foot tall. We got it a few years ago. It continues to grow these delicate needles and branches despite being neglected, so it might need to be repotted and some new soil. Up on our bookcase here, we've got this holiday cactus, Christmas cactus. I took a single Philoclade, which is a segment of the stem at the bottom, and it belonged to my mother-in-law, so I just stuck it in some dirt and forgot to water it. But it's been doing really well, decided to really just nurture it some more, and I hope that it'll grow some flowers someday, so we will see, crossing our fingers. I've got this Jade Pothos from a work friend. It's got lots of root nodes. It's doing really well up here just in water. And so maybe someday I'll cut it up and propagate it, but I'm a little bit nervous that I don't want to kill it. And I just love the darker green color that it has compared to my other pothos that you'll see in a bit here. So right now I'm just leaving it in the vase. It's doing its thing. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I think it is a Zamioculca zamiifolia ZZ plant. It does have a couple roots at the bottom, so sitting here in my light bulb vase. This is the only plant that belongs to my partner, and it is the mother of hundreds, so maybe someday he'll have 100. Don't tell him. In this little vase back here, I've got a couple cuttings of Pilea Peperomioides. I'm just waiting to get rooted for a plant swap at work. Hey there, Bubba! Oh, I miss Casey. This is a Ledebouria Socialis silver squill, also known as a leopard lily. Looks like an onion with a bulb at the bottom. This was one of my mom's favorites, and so we bought one for me, and I think about my mom every time I look at it. This is a Ficus Elastica Tineke variegated rubber plant. This is a new leaf that it put out recently. Probably one of my favorite plants is this Ponytail Palm. It's actually not a palm tree, it is a succulent. I got it at a big box store, and it was a really tiny fellow, but it has really grown. It doesn't need much care. Every so often I go all the way inside here and I pluck the brown leaves off. It does probably need to be repotted, so maybe I will show a video of that happening at some point. but it's really thriving in this area, and so I try not to move it. Anytime I find a spot that my plants are loving, I leave them there, even if it's like an awkward spot. This is a sad looking Dracaena fragrans, Massagenia, I believe, Gianna corn plant. I got it from a big box store's clearance section. Really was trying to save it. I'm this believe in saving plants, and apparently I'm not doing so well with it. Its leaves are not very wide. It's a little crispy, kind of sad looking. I think I just need to do more research into what it needs and give it some love and tenderness. Maybe it'll thrive. On our side table, we've got this dragon fruit that my partner gave me for Valentine's Day, and I love it. It looks like little fingers, prickly fingers, right? But they actually don't hurt when you touch them. Oh, so I love this one. This is a Pilea. Again, waiting for the plant swap. We've got a number of plants waiting to be swapped. So this one is rooting. It's doing pretty well. I've also got a ZZ cutting waiting for the plant swap as well. And until then, it just continues to wave hello and grace our presence with its elegance. I've got a sad looking Monstera Deliciosa Swiss cheese plant. It is sad because when I bought it, it was doing really well, but then a few weeks into it living with me, it had this really bad infestation with mealybugs. I tried neem oil for a few weeks and it did not work, so I chopped off all the cuttings, which you'll see in a bit, and I've kind of just neglected it. However, it has this new growth, so maybe there is some hope. I've got a golden pothos from a big box store as well too, and I think golden pothos, pothos in general, are a little bit underrated, but I love these guys. They are so resilient. What I did was I bought a couple of them, and then I took some of the cuttings because they had a lot of these really strong root nodes, and I placed the cuttings all throughout the house, so you will see those later on in the video. So these are the cuttings from the sad looking Monstera Deliciosa earlier. I had cleaned these in hot water because they were really bad, and the hot water likely shocked the plants, but I believe plants are resilient and these guys are doing quite well. You will notice there are some leaves that are yellowing. However, like this large one here that is yellowing, there are actually some new growth points. So I think that the plants are going to do okay. I'm going to give them a few more weeks. I've been changing the water, and then I will repot them, or they will go into the plant swap as well. This is my favorite leaf of all. It unfolded itself right before I had to chop everything, but it is doing really well, just sitting here loving the sun. Down here is Mr. Taco waiting for Mama to be done. Oh, bud. I got this begonia maculata, polka dot begonia from a local sale. We had a plant trade recently. These dots were just so gorgeous. I thought they were painted right on. I'm not really familiar with begonias. It is starting to root, so we'll see if I keep it. Maybe it'll go in the plant swap too. Who knows? Another pothos that I got from the big box store. I did take some cuttings from it as well. I hope that it'll get really viney and it'll start to look like a rainforest in here. This is the only Hoya that I have, and I don't know its name. So if you know the name, please let us know in the comments. I love the vine that it has. It also has that little tiny leaf that's different, so enjoying the life in the kitchen. We've got plants on the island just waiting to be swapped. These are 2 Sansevieria, mother-in-law's tongue. I've got the mama, and this is the baby that came from the mama, so they'll go into the swap as well. Got a ZZ plant that came from work. This was sent home with me right at the start of the pandemic so I could care for it, and it is going back to work. So all of those Pilea cuttings that you saw earlier, these are their stems. They were getting really leggy and stretching out all over, and so I read that you could chop them off and just start fresh, so that's what I ended up doing. And one of the stems has these little babies, but as you can see, the other 3 are not doing so well. So we'll see. We'll give it some time. Maybe it just needs a little love and care. We have another sad looking corn plant, but it's not as sad. I ran out of space in the living room when we were cleaning, and so I stuck this in the bathroom. It obviously doesn't match anything, but it is starting to look better. So the leaves are just more vibrant. It also is showing some new growth points as well too, which is really exciting. So you can see there's one there. There's no window in my bathroom, so it must just really love the humidity. These are some golden pothos that I cut, and I stuck them in the shower in a vase. Hopefully it'll get really viney in here. Hello, Miss Casey. This is a green pot that my mom gave me, and it doesn't match anything I seem to put in there, but I keep it for sentimental reasons. So my mom wrote on here 3 to eat raw, and I've always wondered what she had in it. I stuck a Tradescantia spathacea. It's also a boat lily oyster plant, also called Moses in the Cradle, and my mom got this for me. The flowers are really crispy right now, but they are so pretty and unique when they first bloomed. Okay, I lied. I have a second Hoya. This is a Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen. It actually belonged to my mom, so it's not my fault. It died, and I'm just reviving it. Another mother-in-law's tongue in the bedroom. It is doing okay. Love the green and the yellow. Sometimes I do forget to water it, but it is very forgiving. And it has this new little guy tucked right behind him doing this funny little thing. I'm not really sure, maybe waving hello to us. And then I've got another Pothos just stuck in this little cup that a friend of mine got me when she went home to Ecuador. Yes, these are my seedlings for this year's harvest, some of my seedlings. These are Dwarf Moringas. And then next to them are orange hat tomatoes. They'll grow to be about 6 to 9 inches tall. And then right at the tail end here, we've got some sweet banana peppers growing. I don't know how many of you are like me, but when I hit a rough spot in my life, I tend to go plant shopping. And so this was a Bolivian Jew that I picked up after the initial recording, but I just wanted to show it off. It has some really lovely green and purple hues, and I love the way it trails. I did take some of the cuttings, so we put in the plant swap. It will make a really great hanging plant, and this plant really called to me because I think it was just telling me, hey, you know what, hang on, it's gonna get better. So hanging out with us in the living room, loving life. Hello. Alright, that was our video. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.